welcome back. Hi guys. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 healthy habits that I have integrated into my life, and I've seen some amazing changes, and it's really just having a positive impact on my life. So I wanted to run through these things with you and give you a little bit of background. There are some things that I've done that have made my life easier. Something that I wanted to share with you is basically how I've managed to create a morning routine where I wake up early, but my morning is peaceful. So I'm not stressed and my cortisol levels are low. And there are some really key things that I think have helped me with this. So the first thing is, like, you know, when you set your alarm, I do this thing on my iPhone where I set my bedtime. So it tells me like I want to start winding down at like 10 in the evening, and then I put it so that it wakes me up at 7. So you're going to bed like you're mentally preparing to like have a nice early night because your phone is like telling you to switch off. And there's another thing you can do in the evening as well. If you want to really like get chilled out, you can do 3 presses on your phone and it makes it go red. So it's like you go press, 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 and it's off. And then you go press, 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 and it's red, and it makes you kind of like no harsh lights, and it's very peaceful. On top of that, I set my bedtime alarm, you know, the iPhone bedtime alarm, and it makes the normal kind of like morning, you know, alarms that people have is something like this, right? This is horrible. Like, who wants to wake up to this noise? It's immediately so stressful. And even stuff like this, like the popular one maybe is... It's not quite as stressful, but it's quite annoying still, right? But the amazing thing about the bedtime alarm that you set when you do this sleep schedule, you set your alarm to, you can say, I want to spend 8 hours and 30 minutes in bed. So it tells you you need to be asleep by 10:30, and then you can wake up at 7. But the amazing thing about the alarm is you can choose such lovely music to wake up to. So this is how I wake up every morning. I'm going to play it for you now. How much nicer is that? It's like chirping birds. And the funny thing is that I can hear the birds outside as well. And this, when I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm like, oh, is that my alarm or is that the birds? And I feel like it's such a natural way to wake up. Like, surely this is how people were waking up years ago. So I love it. It's the sound of birds. But you can choose other ones that are quite calming too. Like, this one is like soft piano. And it gets louder and louder, obviously, and like you wake up and turn it off. That I just think is the best way. The other thing that I do is I wake up and I don't have a curtain or a blind. So I'm immediately getting like sunshine, and it's really good for your circadian rhythm. And so I wake up and I've got the sun's coming through, you know, even on a dull day, it's nice and bright. And the very first thing I do is I wake up, I don't do anything, but I get dressed and I go and get myself a coffee. And that morning combination of the sunlight, the movement where I'm taking a walk, and then I'm excited because I'm going to get my coffee, it's like a perfect storm for like getting you buzzed for the morning. So by the time I've come back and I've had my first couple of sips of my coffee, I've had some movement, I've done like my 4,000 steps, so I feel like I'm on track with my energy and my exercise. I've come back from my walk, I'm ready to make my bed, which gets you really like, you know, you've completed a first task of the day, and then I'll probably like make myself a cup of tea and I'm ready to go. And I feel like I've just set myself up for the best possible day, and I've got things done. I'm ready to go for work by, say, like 8 o'clock, which is amazing. So that brings me on to my next topic, which is the daily step count. So I'm trying really hard to make it to 10,000 steps a day. I follow Rachel Attard, she's like my fitness guru online. She says you need 10,000 steps a day, and that's how you're going to achieve weight loss. And what I noticed is that when I stopped walking to work, when I started working from home, I did gain weight. and it was because I was averaging 8,000 steps a day in my old job, and now I'm working from home, so I don't have to walk, but now I'm getting back up to try and do 10,000 a day. So I smash out like 4,000 steps when I get my morning coffee. So for today, I've done 11,000. I've done 11,600 steps, had a morning walk, get my coffee, and then having like, you know, another walk throughout the day to potentially like get, you know, some food from the shop or do something like that. You then can do the rest of your steps, and I'm on like nearly 12,000. My biggest tip is give yourself like a job to do. So don't just go on like a mindless walk. Find a good podcast. I really like the Girls Next Door podcast. Get out, put your podcast on, and have a job to do. So it could be like getting your coffee, or it could be, don't do all your shopping like in one go. Leave yourself things to pick up from the store. Like if you need to get milk, if you're like me, I like to feel like I'm getting things done. So if it means just like going to the shop and getting milk, but taking my steps to do it, I feel more productive. I'm also doing some running in the week, so I've started running. I remember when I went on holiday with my husband and I was like, I just feel like I'm not as lean as I want to be, and he said, do you know what you need to do? You need to start running. And I'd been hateful of cardio. I absolutely hated cardio. Absolutely hated it. And funnily enough, he's right. The minute I started doing running again, I found it so much easier to maintain my weight. You know, I don't have to worry about my calories as much. It just doesn't creep up that quickly. Unfortunately, it's true. I only do about 2 or 3 runs a week, and they're like 20 to 30 minutes maximum. The other thing that I wanted to say is that I've curated like a positive playlist. So I feel like the world, you know, you have some downs and you have some ups, you have a bad day and then you have a good day. Things go up and down in the day. But I think it's really important to maintain your positive content that is coming through. You need to be really protective about the energy and the content and the things that you're consuming, your mind is consuming. So I want to listen to like positive podcasts. I want to listen to positive YouTube videos that's lifting me up, and music that's lifting me up, and a Pinterest board that has positive vibes on it. And one of the things that I've done is I've put together a positive morning playlist, and I try my best. I don't do it every morning. Some mornings I do want to just, you know, watch Housewives and listen to women screaming at each other. But normally I will listen to at least like 1 or 2 positive YouTube videos a day. And I love that because it just reminds me like what I should be doing. I should be in a positive mind frame. I should be keeping on the bright side of life. And it's so easy to like get out of that spin if you kind of think too much about the negative stuff. It's really good for keeping you on a positive mind frame. Another thing that has really helped me is what I was finding is that on a weekend I would just like have fun, go out, like have drinks, totally indulge in just nothing but relaxation and chilling out. And then what would happen is I would get to Monday and I'd be like, I haven't set myself up for the week. I haven't done any cleaning. I haven't done those things that make you feel good on a Monday. So I haven't scheduled a lot of time for this, but there's a few things that I still want to do on a weekend that I've started putting in my Google Calendar. Number 1 is I still schedule like about 30 minutes on a Saturday and a Sunday to clean the house. Like keep it all nice and up together so that on Monday my house is nice and clean and I feel good about going into the week. And for me that's important. For you it might not be. For me I'm quite a compulsive cleaner, like I always have been. A lot of people I know do it. I'm one of those people. But I've really found that just carving out those 15-minute chunks, 30-minute chunks on the weekend really is helping me have a positive mind frame in the week. And the other thing is doing a planning session on a Sunday. So like scheduling in, like say 30 minutes just to make sure you've got your calendar set up, you know what you're doing in the week. And then on Monday, you know when you're feeling a little bit of the Monday blues or whatever might happen, you kind of just want to get on with your jobs. You don't want to be there like planning out everything. You want to just kind of, you know, just feel productive and feel positive about your week. Okay, now I'm coming on to my last and final thing, which is I've been trying to get more into cooking and having whole foods, or at least making more foods from scratch. I don't feel like a good wife, if I'm being honest, when I'm giving like a microwave meal, and like my husband comes back and he's worked all week and he's really, you know, spent so much effort, like, you know, at work and all of that, and then I'm like, here's some beans on toast. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it does happen, but I just feel better when I'm, for myself, eating more home cooked food and not just necessarily like takeaways or whatever it is. And to be honest, sometimes I'm working away, and if I'm working away, you know, I'm not going to come home and make a home cooked meal from scratch. But if I am at home, one thing that I found is really key is doing batch cooking, and then you can freeze it. So you can batch cook lasagna, chili, get a slow cooker. Oh my gosh, my slow cooker, like, you know, I can make a huge batch of food that will last me, like, you know, for the week. Curry, and you know, it's not that expensive as well, because you can put in lots of veg and cheap things, and that kind of like just makes you feel good when you've made a home cooked meal. I've stopped eating pork. I used to eat pork, but it's kind of a story for another time, but I won't go into it. But I don't eat pork anymore, and I'm trying to have more vegetarian meals, like lean protein fish and chicken. The odd bit of beef I'll have here and there, and it's just making me feel good. I like to cook from home. We're in this environment right now where I think people are going to want to stay in a little bit more, so time to get the cookbooks out and start making some food from scratch. So that's everything from my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments if you try any of these habits that I've come up with. They've really made a positive change in my life, so I hope they will for you too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. It's @RubyKenwood, and I'll see you guys in my next video.